Hey fam, hope everybody's doing well. Want to talk a little bit right now about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her anti-Semitic comments. Look, not only is this mental health and mental illness awareness month, so for her to call Nancy Pelosi mentally ill was a shot after a whole month where we try to do our best to acknowledge the challenges that our family members face as it relates to mental health illness and the importance of talking about mental health. So we got that disrespect there. And then she talks about gold stars, as Joe Madison said, talking about it as if it's something you give a first grader. We're talking about yellow stars, stars of David, disrespect there. And then she talks about the whole thing about wearing masks being similar to being in Nazi Germany. The masks are something that are designed to save lives, where in Nazi Germany, lives were taken. But let's go to the deeper point about this. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a racist and an anti-Semitic individual. And if she said that wearing the mask around the chambers of the House were like slavery, I would come out and condemn it and be upset. So I'm not going to have her sit here and talk about another group and talk about another heinous moment in history like it's all good. These are dangerous people. This is how the Holocaust started, by people putting out comments about different groups, about Jewish people, and we know that there were other people who had physical challenges in Nazi Germany who were targeted before the Jewish people were targeted as well. And we know that there were non-Jewish people who were killed as well. But when people start getting up here and minimize and disrespect groups like this is dangerous. This is how Hitler rose, because things were said and people did not challenge it. I'm not going to be one of those people to sit here and listen to that and just not say anything about it. And you should be outraged too. She should be censured immediately. She has no business in Congress. And there are many anti-Semitic people who are in Congress right now. We know that there are many racist people who are and many Islamophobic people as well. But these comments cannot just be said callously and ignorantly and just go without any type of censure or any type of consequence. And we need to be part of the group of people who are going to make consequences, whether it's through elections, whether it's through other types of boycotting means or anything of that like. This cannot be allowed to stand. If you're going to stay silent and watch somebody make these anti-Semitic comments, particularly at a time where we see that hate crimes are on the rise, we see that there has been a 7-fold increase in crimes against our AAPI family for the Asian community. But at the same time, we have to also, and that is terrible and tragic, and I'm going to connect it to in a second, but we also have to realize that anti-Semitic attacks have not stopped. Whether we're talking about synagogues that have been decimated or vandalized, or people who are being attacked on a personal level as well. That has not stopped. And since Trump came into office years ago, hate crimes have been up over 200%. And the words of Marjorie Taylor Greene are part of the problem. And what's also part of the problem is when you have people who are out there just denying that this is even an issue. We got to stand up. We see what's happening with our AAPI family. Look, we're happy that the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill was passed, but let's talk about two things. There were many Republicans who voted against that. Seeing elderly Asian people, primarily women, but men as well, getting knocked to the street, beaten up, stabbed, and you can't vote to have a bill against that. But let's also remember we have the anti-lynching bill that has not been passed, which would apply to all of these different groups. And some people say that it doesn't work, it hasn't been passed because it's primarily dealing with issues that black people face, but it deals with everybody. So we need to get that passed. But look, at the end of the day, we have to remember that we are the people who are going to make change. Change doesn't come from Washington, it comes to Washington. And we need feet on the ground, we need phone calls, we need 5 calls asked. We need to get racist, anti-Semitic people out of office. We need to get homophobic, Islamophobic people out of office. We need to get sexist, anti-trans, homophobic people out of office. These are not jokes. These terms and language that they use, they go all across the airways, and they inspire people to rise up and to disrespect and to say that being in your privileged position as a member of Congress with the best health care, with the salaries that you get, with the security protection that you get, and to say that this is tantamount to Nazi Germany and concentration camps, and to refer to Nancy Pelosi as a Nazi, if you're going to stand for that, you're going to let anything pass. If you're going to let that go and not challenge that, you're going to let anything go. And before we know it, we're going to have people being rounded up again in this country, like has happened before. And as Niemer said, as I'm paraphrasing, they came for the labor folks and nobody was there. They came for this group and nobody was there. They came for the Jews and no one was there. And by the time they came for me, no one was there to have my back. If you don't stand up now, you will be next. And so I'm calling on all of us right now to make sure that we're being upstanders in every single way, not just looking at these people as kooks or quacks or jokes. These people are racist, they're violent, they're militant, and they want all of us gone. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you're going to wake up and stand up before it happens to your children or other people that you know. There are people who are watching this right now who have been the direct victims of anti-Semitic attacks. I'm not even talking about going back to Nazi Germany and the like, because we know we have Holocaust survivors alive. I'm talking about 12-year-olds. I had a college student tell me, and my college students, they're late teens, early 20s. When they were kids, people would throw pennies at them because they were Jewish and they wanted to play off of that Jewish people are cheap stereotype. This is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. And people can call Marjorie Taylor Greene getting into office as a fluke, but if she stays in there, this is proof that this is what too many people in this society want, what they are going to stand for, and I am not going to stand for. We need to have more upstanders and not bystanders. Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to go. She has no place there. All homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, whatever, people who are in Congress need to go, and we make sure that we do the work to get rid of them. It's up to you. It's up to me. Don't stand idly by and watch this happen, because you will be next. What are you going to do, Congress? What are you going to do, Senate? If they say there's no place for this, then she should have no place there. This is ridiculous. Talking about gold stars, talking about trains and concentration camps. Seriously? And let's be clear. All you have to do is provide your proof of vaccination, and you'll be able to take your mask off. So to say that she's forcing this down your throat, no, you have the freedom to take your mask off. You just don't want to be fined because you don't want no one to mess with your money. Plain and simple. You're a racist, you're an anti-Semitic, you're a homophobe, and you need to go. And not to mention the fact that you harass kids. Have no business there. We need to do the work to get these people out of office immediately. Peace out.